What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. Now, with this video, we are jumping into the Death of Doctor Strange, White Fox issue number 1 one-shot. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with the Death of Doctor Strange, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on in this line. Now, we all know Amy Han, a descendant from KUMIHO, mystical Korean shape-shifting fox spirits. After her mother was murdered, Amy forged her own path fighting injustice as a member of Tiger Division and Agents of Atlas, going by the alias of White Fox. And with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up in South Korea. Off on a distant land where White Fox had once grown up, we see the fox spirits out in full force. But this fox spirit is out here on the hunt, hunting down the hearts of humans. Meanwhile, in Seoul, South Korea, that is where we have Tiger Division going in and fighting everything that has come out since Doctor Strange had disappeared. Or at least they believed he disappeared. That is, until they got word that Doctor Strange was dead. Recognizing the seriousness of this situation, everybody is out here in full force today. We have our gambler sorceress. We have Taigaki, the general, Mr. Enigma, Luna Snow, and of course Gunnar II. And right now they are in the midst of fighting a giant, powerful demon. And it is taking all of Tiger Division to be able to take this thing on. Since the interdimensional barrier has come down, there has been a breach, and they have gotten wave after wave of interdimensional beings coming through here, raising hell, raising terror. And with Tiger Division taking down this demon, they recognize that every time a new wave comes through, they seem to be getting stronger and stronger. Tiger Vision doing everything they can to take on this threat. They simply cannot be everywhere at once. Now, in the Philippines, we have Lin Lai, aka Swordmaster. Alongside him is Wave. And the two of them, they are laying down the hate to all of the demons that have risen up against them. Now, of course, our Swordmaster, he believed this whole time that this was the god of war sending down his army to fight him. Because like he tells us every single time that we see him, he mentions how it is his family's sacred duty to take them down, to wield this sword and destroy the god of war. And he believed it to be those minions, that is, until he found out about the death of Doctor Strange, the interdimensional being, so on and so forth. But Jimmy Woo letting him know that he needs to get back to HQ, that the situation has become much more dire, and they are recalling every single agent back to HQ. And that situation is KUMIHO, the fox spirit. And right now we have Tiger Division watching this on a screen, not sure what to think of this, because the only fox spirit in existence is standing right before them, is White Fox herself. And so if there is another one out there, who is she? Who is it? Is it related to her? And if so, how have they remained secret through all of these years? Now, as all of Tiger Division is sitting here discussing who this individual could be, this is where we see Swordmaster come into the room and let her know that the Agents of Atlas, they believe that it is her. Now, he was supposed to be heading back to HQ, but after hearing the news about all of this, he had to come find out. He had to ensure that it was not White Fox. But really, more than anything, Jimmy Woo wants to know if it was her. Because Jimmy Woo, of all people, knows exactly what she is capable of. But White Fox, she tells everyone, maybe if this individual is connected to me, maybe I can reach out, maybe I can reason with them and stop this slaughter. With Swordmaster offering up his services, the rest of them want to come with her, but right now Seoul needs protection. South Korea is under attack from interdimensional beings, and they need every hand on deck that they can get. And so Swordmaster and White Fox are going to be the two to teleport back to her hometown, back to her home village. And upon arriving, upon seeing these mountainsides where she once grew up, she tells the story of her people, of the spirit foxes. Now she calls them fox demons, demon foxes, because they're not necessarily spirits with the evil intent that they have had throughout all of the years. Some would call them shape-shifting fox demons, master illusionists who turned into beautiful people and ate the heart of humans. Even some ancient sorcerer supremes had feared them. And with her family growing up here, one day she ventured too close to a human village. Interacting with some of the children, they learned about the family. And learning about the family, there was a hunt for all of them, even though they were not ones to eat people's hearts, something that they had not done for generations. They were too feared by legend, and that was the day that her mother had died. Now, Swordmaster, he doesn't really have a hard time understanding this, because at the end of the day, she can understand why someone would want vengeance against the people that did this. But at the same time, White Fox goes out here every single day and helps those same people that would have slaughtered her entire family. And so while the world may see you in this dark light because of what you can do and your abilities, the legends that are told about you, but the truth of the matter is White Fox is a good individual, one that is always there to help people no matter what the cost. Now, Swordmaster goes into a little bit detail about his backstory, because he can understand a little bit not knowing much about your family history, with her not being able to transform into her fox form completely, never learning this because her mother had been murdered. And he understands on the aspect of being handed something without understanding what to do with it. His family had a sacred duty to prevent the god of war from rising and destroying the world, except they never told him about this. But by the time he had learned about it, it was already too late. He had the sword in his hand and killing demons that were coming to kill him. And he has been trying to track down his father and brother, but they are still currently missing. All he has left is this sword and his family's sacred duty. Now, as the two of them arrive in the village, we start to see people coming out of the doorways, but they don't look like people. There's something wrong with them, almost looking zombified, and they are asking for their blood, saying to give me your blood. And with them completely surrounded, they have to fight. They have to fight their way out of this. But they quickly learn that this is nothing more than an illusion. And with her looking up, she sees Uma. She sees her mother in her fox spirit form, looking majestic as ever, letting White Fox know that she has missed her all of this time, that she looked for her for so long, that she is sorry she was not able to protect her, thinking about her every single day. And as the two get closer, this is where we see Swordmaster. He breaks the two of them apart, letting her know that that is not your mother. You know more than anybody that that is an illusion. Now, of course she knows this. She simply wanted it to be her mother so freaking badly. But with this monster being exposed, we see its true form come out, looking like a fox spirit, but so much more, having multiple snake heads coming out from its back, appearing to be its tails. We see the battle play out. And as this fighting is commencing, our monster is giving us a little bit of backstory, because this entire land was once its kingdom. That was before the Sorcerer Supreme, being sealed away many centuries ago. When the Sorcerer Supreme had died, there was no barrier to protect this world anymore. Whatever this creature was, it may have been KUMIHO one time, but it is no longer that. It is turned into something more. It is turned into some kind of beast, some kind of monster that has an insatiable thirst for human hearts. And as these two battle this monster, they are seeing illusions all over the place, with Swordmaster seeing illusions of the god of war, seeing illusions of their biggest fears. But White Fox lets her know that there is nothing you can do, nothing you can throw at me that is going to scare me. I have had everything taken from me. I have seen the worst of the worst. So throw everything you got. Throw every single illusion, throw every single fear at me. Nothing is going to stop me from taking you down. With White Fox getting thrown to the ground, we see Swordmaster jump into the way, jumping in to block the fatal blow that was going to kill White Fox. We see his legendary sword shattered into pieces. With this divine blade shattering like glass, our Swordmaster is thrown over the edge. He falls down into the ravine, which has a river flowing at the bottom. With White Fox seeing Swordmaster fall to his demise, this is when she finally finds it. She finds that power inside of her, and she transforms into her full fox form. Finding this power inside of her, she makes her attack, and she is merciless, ripping this beast to pieces. It takes a matter of seconds for White Fox to win this fight. And with the monster defeated, she goes over to the edge and she goes looking for Swordmaster. Finding no scent of him, finding no trace, his body is just gone. Getting all of Tiger Division over here to help investigate, to help try and find his body. His body had never been found. And with the sword being shattered, the God of War's minions, they begin descending on the entire world. Without that sword, the one that seals the tombs, that seal is growing weaker and weaker every single day, and eventually the God of War is going to be free. And White Fox, regardless of being able to find her true form, she still feels alone, the last of her kind, and completely exhausted, wishing Swordmaster would be by her side, holding on to a piece of his sword, vowing that she could not save him, but she will do everything she can to stop the God of War. Whatever it takes, she will avenge him. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. For me, I absolutely loved this issue, but I honestly am a big fan of Tiger Division. I think they are a very unique, very underutilized comic book group. A group of superheroes from South Korea that are just out there kicking butt. Taegaki essentially being the Superman of South Korea. And Swordmaster is always a fun character to watch people write, because he is so enwrapped in his sacred duty, it has become a part of his identity. So he cannot meet a new person without relaying to them that it is his sacred duty to take down the God of War. It's almost like Kite Man saying hell yeah, but it is absolutely freaking hilarious. Now, seeing White Fox get into her true form is always a sight to see. Such a unique ability, such a unique power. Most of the time, it has always been like a more or less illusion projection. But being able to transform into her new form, into her ultimate form if you will, is one heck of a feat, and I cannot wait to see her use it later on. And though this story did not really talk about Doctor Strange or anything he's got going on, anything going on in America, really what we're seeing is the global effect of Doctor Strange's death. With him dying and their interdimensional portals being opened up for people to come through, or monsters to come through. That's exactly what we are seeing. We are seeing all kinds of beasts, demons, mummies, aliens, you name it, it is coming through. And our heroes are having to just stay afloat long enough to hold this off until we can figure out who murdered him and how we can get another Sorcerer Supreme. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.